Hey, welcome back to Final Boss Brothers. This is Mickey here. I've got Gabe on the sidelines as well.
Hello, I'm Gabe.
Today we're going to be opening some Tales of Middle-earth, the Lord of the Rings set. Really fun set to open. Opened a good bit of it when it came out. But, got to celebrate Amazon Day. So here is the box. Go ahead and get this plastic off.
Yeah, I think this was Magic's first really big Universes Beyond set that they ever came out with, and boy was it super hyped.
Incredibly hyped. You had your one ring, one of one, and people were going pretty crazy for it, opening collector boosters. Surprisingly, compared to today's Final Fantasy set, not nearly as much hype. We didn't see these collector boosters going up to $1,200 a pop like we do with the Final Fantasy ones.
Even with the added bonus of the chase card, the 1/1 ring, people still didn't hype the collector that high.
Yeah, exactly. So, cool thing about these boxes is you get the box topper. I love the sets when they do this. They don't do it very often, but when they do, it's cool. So we're going to save that guy for last. Of course, we're hoping for a one ring in these packs. Go through and see what we get. One ring would be nice. There's the cool halfling. Of course, any of the different arts of the ring wraiths would be really cool.
As well as Aragorn. I believe the 4-color Aragorns in this as well.
So yeah, these are going to be backwards packs, it looks like. Alright, so starting off with Eomer. Full art Many Partings. Just go through these uncommons. Uncommons in this set were actually pretty good too. Lots of legendaries, super legendaries matter set. A lot of named characters in the series, so plenty of things for them to make cards off of.
You always make neater piles than I do.
I try to start them off neat. They don't always end up that way. By the end of it, once they start getting a little stacked, they get a little messy. So, got our Orc Army, our Book of Mazerpul, our Boromir, Warden of the Tower. So he's pretty good. I've seen some Commander play with him where he is really annoying to people. Oliphant in the full art. Got our Denethor. Manwillow. Ooh, this one had 5 uncommons in it. That's pretty interesting. Foil Full Art Island. The map, I forgot about the map lands here. Those are really fun.
Really beautiful looking lands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of good plays with Boromir as well. Mainly because he's sport protection, but also kind of a hate stick.
Yep. He does kind of everything you want that kind of mono white protector to be doing. Avenger Zendikar showing up out of nowhere, so I guess that counts as a mythic. Not the strongest mythic, but I guess he's here.
I forgot that these are set boosters, and so the set boosters have the Wacky Wild slot.
Yeah, the list. So we got our Watchdogs. Tom Bombadil, so real mythic right out the gate.
Speaking of mythics.
Very cool. Love Tom Bombadil. I love his effect, and of course in the story he's just really awesome as well. Gandalf here.
Tom Bombadil saw a huge power increase with the influx of sagas that got released.
Oh yeah, the Final Fantasy sagas?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all of those Aeon summons. Ooh, we got the full art foil planes. Very cool.
For Rohan.
That was a pretty good pack. Avenger Zendikar, again, not the strongest, but still a very playable card.
Playing him up in sealed, for sure. I'd put him in the deck.
Yeah, of course we're hoping to get our hands on a one ring. You know, it kind of helps you hit that value on the box. Frodo, Adventurous Hobbit. I guess that counts as a mythic.
Wow, I mean, hitting the mythics here. That's the commander one.
Yeah, that is the commander one in the foil. Very nice. So we've got Horn of the Mark. Uncommons here.
Reprieve was a really big modern hit for a while.
We got a regular foil swamp. Very nice. That up. Yeah, good number of the uncommons. Like I said, we opened a decent bit of this set, but looking through, you know, the set, like the list of cards before I went ahead and purchased this box, was I was like, oh, there's actually a good bit of stuff we didn't really get to see when we first opened. So
yeah, I feel like we
time
opened,
to go back into it.
I feel like we opened like a good bit of this set too. So it was definitely interesting to see how many cards just were missed.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of the halflings really good in this set. I mean, food decks, of course, love them, but they also just, you know, had a lot of support for doing anything, anything token based.
A lot of legendary named halflings as well.
Yes. A lot of characters, basically, if they named them in the books, you were going to see them here as a legendary. Which again was pretty cool. Even characters that, you know, you wouldn't even necessarily remember or remember what their names were. So it's kind of neat to give them a little bit more character, and anybody who wasn't already a fan of Lord of the Rings. Oh, we got another list card here. Crumbling Colossus. Birthday Escape. Smeagol.
I've seen a lot of different combo pieces with Smeagol stealing all your opponent's lands.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like losing their mana base, so I can imagine that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, Crumbling Colossus actually saw some fringe play at nothing. Definitely the set booster card of all time.
Yeah, definitely one of the cards.
Yeah, put
of
him in
all
the
time.
full arts.
It's definitely one of the cards that they printed for sure. Alright, go to the next one. Alright, we got the Sharky's Tithe minigame. Samwise in the special ring art. It's not too bad. I mean, it's just an uncommon, but he's pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Vial of Galadriel. A Voracious Fell Beast.
Ron.
And just some more comes. Ooh, Lord of the Island. Not foil, but still really nice to see. Again, you don't get one in every pack, so it's pretty nice.
It's another one of those things where you used to see full arts all the time.
Yeah, they were doing that for a little while, and I think they realized that people like having their own flavor of the basic lands, and so they wanted people to kind of not necessarily chase after them, but you know, I feel like they wanted there to be an actual secondary market for them instead of them just being, well, they're all a quarter. Alright, Sauron, you were on the back there. Give me a one ring,
full
please.
art ring.
Yeah, full art ring would be nice. I noticed that all the full arts that we've gotten so far have been nothing but uncommons. Oh, Arwen. Nice.
Oh,
So,
wow.
another mythic here. She's definitely not bad. She's kind of okay, I'll be honest with you. If she had a way to get her counters back on her, but she really doesn't, she'd be a little bit better. But I could see some use for her.
Yeah, I think counters matter. Deck really just plays her out of just necessity of indestructible counters. There's not too many ways to get indestructible counters. Also, I believe that's also one of the cards we didn't pull from our initial boxes.
So yeah, in our initial boxes as well, we also did not manage to get a one ring, even if you know the regular variety, so that's something that we're hoping for. And I do love the set boosters. Really sad that those are already gone and done away with, so really excited to open this. Surrounded by orcs. One ring!
Yo!
There
okay.
it is!
Yep, that's the hit right there.
That is what you like to see. That is very nice. Very nice.
Let's find out if his twin brother is hiding in here. The second one ring.
The second ring.
Will say, definitely a huge flavor fail to only be able to have one of the rings in your deck. Because casting one ring into one ring just doesn't sound right.
Yeah, that you feel like that's something that they would have put in. You know, we've had cards that where you can have unlimited number of them in your deck. I feel like one ring, you know, even if they wanted to make it stronger, and it's already really strong, don't get me wrong, but if they wanted to give some sort of reason why you can only have one in your deck outside of, you know, format rules, that would have been pretty neat. That was very nice.
Okay.
Got what I wanted. Anything else in the box is just gravy at this point. So we got our interplanar beacon from, I believe that was War of the Spark. We got our Boromir, Warden of the Tower, and the fancy
not mad
art.
about that. Boromir actually, I mean, again, you can really
cool.
Really cool.
Ring goes south. That's definitely a cool one. The Grey Havens. And just back into our uncommons. So I guess outside of seeing another, you know, one ring, I guess the next most exciting card to see would be Orcish Bowmasters.
Orcish Bowmasters, yeah. Also, at this point, just looking at what we pulled so far, no Nazguls. I mean, again, those are also super rare.
I feel like those guys are got to be like one or two a box, if you even see them. Kind of felt that same way with like the Sids from Final Fantasy set. You know, we opened 8 boxes of it, and I think we did end up with about 10 or so Sids. But when you consider that you've, you know, opened over 1,000 cards at that point, that's not really a lot.
Oh, but you'll see some of the same uncommons. So
Argivian Restoration. That's actually pretty cool. Nice little uncommon. Many partings in the foil here.
I was trying to figure out the set symbol on that. I think that might have been one of the dual decks with Venser.
Yeah, I don't necessarily remember that one or know that I've seen that card before. We got our Born Upon a Wind, which I've seen this card played a good number of times. Ooh, Barad-dûr in the full art. That's really cool.
Well, it really matches your Lego Barad-dûr.
Yes, I did build the Lego Barad-dûr. It was a really cool build. That's super neat. Rising of the Day. Bilbo, Retired Burglar. And Frodo. Man, they really imagined him in a bunch of different ways for this. Like, sometimes
that way
he's like a chubby little dude. I mean, like, look at the difference between these two guys. Like, definitely the same dude when you look at him with the same sword.
It's crazy to think we just found out the other day that there's an equipment Frodo who also looks completely different than his other Frodos.
You know, I get it. They get different artists to do it, but it's almost like you're a multi-million-dollar company and you could afford to have some, like, consistency. Like, you could tell them, like, hey, you gotta draw it this way, like, or hey, you know, this is what we're going for with our Frodo for the set.
Yeah, and you can tell they got better about it because Final Fantasy suffered none of those issues.
Yeah, exactly. Entrant Basin, Minas Tirith. That's definitely not bad. Another of the many partings. Got some cool stuff here. And our foil island.
Pretty.
Yeah, like I said, anything in this box at this point is just gravy. One Ring's really nice to see. Any of the other cards in here are I'm just gonna be like, hey, these are cool.
This is sick.
The only other thing that I really want to get a super good hit on is that box topper. There's some spicy stuff in there, so if we could hit something nice in that would be not just good for us, but, you know, good for the video too. It's always good to end on a high note.
Yeah, the cards range from any.
Barrow Ghoul. Oof.
He actually fits in Lord of the Rings, kinda. That's Schmiegel's cousin.
He's a common. Got our Rise of the Witch King in foil. One Ring to rule them all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Frodo, Sauron's Bane. Very cool. So again, completely different, and I understand the difference in the art style, but you know, at least that one more matches the Frodo Adventurous Hobbit. Like, it looks like it was made for the same set. So one thing I will say about going through the box so far is that for a set booster, there has been a remarkably small amount of double and triple rare packs. I mean, several times I've opened, you know, 12, 13 mythic boxes when set boosters were out, which I believe is probably part of the reason that they stopped doing it, is that everybody was getting the cards that they wanted, which means sales slow down in other regards. Faramir. Got her there and back again. Faramir. Fell Beast. We got our Theoden. We got Gollum. Samwise. Very cool. Not bad so far. There and Back Again is an awesome enchantment. I've seen it played in a couple different ways, and I really like the idea of taking advantage of that death trigger on the Smog. You can land that card early enough and with, you know, enough with a game plan to exploit it. I mean, you're gonna be good to go.
Yeah, so it turns out taking Smog and then like taking a bunch of his cousins and stealing their treasure too. Pretty good.
Turns out when you got a bunch of dragons to kill, you can get a lot of treasure. So we got the Enraged Huorn, Fall of Gilgalad, Foray of the Orcs. Ring Sight, we did see this. I know I've passed by one. This card was also really awesome, especially could get printed in the uncommon slot. I mean, you know, any kind of like tutoring is going to be really cool, and especially when it's more like a budget style tutoring that only a few types of decks are going to be able to really use, you know, within the colors. Makes it pretty cool. It lets people who are running, you know, those lower power decks have a tutor that, you know, feels fair. I'm messing these piles up. 1 second to fix my piles.
You never cross piles. Come on.
I try not to.
That's piles 101.
You know, it would be crazy if we could hit a second One Ring like you were saying earlier. That would be really cool. Gothmog, Morgul Lieutenant, Rivendell. That's also a pretty cool land. The lands from this were not too bad.
bath song.
Right.
Sounds like MagicCon. Yeah, the rare lands for this cycle were pretty awesome.
Yeah, the lands are definitely something, like, I enjoy the places that they represent, and the majority of them are actually pretty playable. You know, getting Scry 2 for 2 is not bad. I mean, yeah, you gotta control a legendary, but again, I play predominantly Commander, so chances are you're gonna have a legendary out. We got Yawgmoth's Agenda. That's fairly interesting.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
That's really cool. I mean, yeah, if you can play around only having to cast one card, you can make a lot of use out of that.
Well, it's each turn, so you can cast a lot of instants with that.
Swarming of Moria. Mary, Esquire of Rohan. Dunland Crebain.
It's Crebain from Dunland.
Crebain from Dunland. Love those movies. I really wish there was like more that they could actually do with it. Rings of Power, I think, is a little bit goofy. Kind of, you know, don't like it. There's not a lot to be said about, you know, the ways that they're taking the story. I mean, I know that it's kind of open for interpretation as far as, you know, Silmarillion and other like additional source books were never really completed in Tolkien's lifetime. But the way that they kind of take some stuff and just like kind of their portrayal of some of the characters, like particularly Sauron, not as cool as I would have liked, to be honest with you. And Sauron's definitely one of my favorite villains of all time. Hey, Aragorn the Uniter.
Ah, there's that Aragorn I was talking about.
Very cool, yeah. 4-color Aragorn. Really neat because you don't see that many 4-color like commanders or creatures really at all. So it's really neat. And plus he just has a bunch of cool effects. You can take if you build the commander deck around him, you can take it a lot of different ways.
Yeah, I've seen people run him with like spells, like all spells. I've seen a lot of things with that one.
Yeah, I've seen human tribal, just playing any different colored humans that you can. Human kindred.
Yeah,
I've seen
Kindred now.
Yeah, it's kindred now. Sorry for the slip up there.
Old heads.
Yeah, old heads. Let's see. But yeah, you know, you can play him in a lot of different ways. I've seen people play him pretty similarly to like a Ramos God Engine, where it's like oops all spells, but it's specifically all your different kind of charms and 3-4 color, or well, really predominantly 3-color spells or 2-color spells, just really trying to take advantage of his effect. Balance of Power.
Yeah, that's pretty Lord of the Rings.
That is really cool, actually, yeah. Kind of fits. Got our generous Ent. Oh, you know what? Speaking of Ents, there's the March of the Ents in the set as well. That's also a pretty good one that we could pull. Glamdring.
Ooh.
Did not realize that was a mythic in the set. Again, I knew that there was a bunch of cards that we just hadn't seen. Huh.
Yeah, that was your Sword of Truth and Justice. Not Truth, Sword of Justice. Once and Future.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. Gandalf, another one of the favorite characters of mine from the series. And yeah, I mean, it's good. It's really cool to get his kind of iconic sword.
Sometimes I wish he used it more.
Yeah, right. He probably could have, you know, done a little bit more when he was Gandalf the Grey. When he's Gandalf the White, he gets a little bit more aggressive. You know, he's fighting on the walls of Minas Tirith. He's actually leading troops. He's actually having to be very, very proactive and reactive to, you know, what Sauron is doing. But early in the story, he kind of just, you know, comes across as bumbling. He acts wise, but then he's like, I don't know what's happening.
I throw a flaming pine cone. Take that. Yeah.
Ring goes south in the foil this time. Again, pretty neat card. Ooh, Mithril Coat. That is another nice one.
It's another really good.
Our Nazgul.
Ah! The first Nazgul to show up.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool art for it. Very spooky. See, again, this is the kind of art style where because look, his hair at least looks like the hair from the Adventurous Hobbit one. You know, it's kind of a far off kind of shot of him, but it still makes sense within the realm of what they're doing, instead of just being a completely different guy. I mean, I recently rewatched the animated Lord of the Rings stuff, and it looks like some of the art was really pushing towards that, like kind of the dopey 70s animation, and then other stuff was trying to...
Piles up again.
Did I mess my piles up again? I did.
Everyone laugh in the comments.
Yes, please make fun of me in the comments for not knowing how to make some piles here.
I was just giving you praise, and then you're gonna ruin it.
See, I get busy gabbing and I lose track of what I'm doing, I guess.
So I'm supposed to be gabbing. You're supposed to be making.
Let's see, what can we get out of here? Sauron's Ransom, Balrog Durin's Bane, into our Oliphant.
Always cool to see Balrog. They definitely captured his "If I die, I'll take you with me."
Yeah, he's got a cool effect. I won't say that it's particularly strong, but again, everything in this set is gonna be legendary. So, you know, I don't think he's like a great commander or anything like that, but, you know, I could see him in a couple different decks. I think we do have a couple decks that play him. We do have a sacrifice, you know, focused commander deck. We have, I think I've seen him in Rakdos Demons.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
we have.
for sure.
He fits into the color pie that they put him in, I'll say that much. Token away. Hithlane Knots. Galadriel. Lash of the Balrog. Commons and uncommons.
Shout out to Cast Into the Fire for being the modern all-time all-star of getting rid of the One Ring.
Hey, you know, at least it makes sense. Like, you know, they knew what they were doing when they made that card. You know, a lot of the coolness of these Universes Beyond sets is how they take the themes and they make the, you know, mechanics that you're used to in Magic really fit into those themes, I think is the coolest thing. With the Smog token, Mirror of Galadriel, another Barad-dûr, but not full art this time. Many partings again. I'd really like to part with getting that card. I'll say that. Hey, many partings.
Had to say something, huh?
Of course I had to say
But what about
something.
second breakfast?
What about second One Ring?
I agree. I think the One Ring's twin brother would be pretty nice. You know what they should have done? They should have done all the other rings. The other ring.
You know, that was one thing that I never really understood with Lord of the Rings was why not just make a second one, you know? You still got the mountain, you still got metal, you're still pretty gosh darn evil. So why not just make second evil ring? Faramir, And into Golem, into our uncommon pile. A lot of uncommons in these packs too, though. Which again, not necessarily bad, because a lot of uncommons in the modern day have gotten really playable. That Faramir is actually pretty fun. I played a deck that had was running the 4-color Aragorn, and I ended up playing a really early Faramir, Prince of Ithilien, and it basically super switched the deck on. You know, card draw, and even when they were swinging, I was able to get humans, and it was a human kindred style deck there. But what ended up being really busted was I also landed a really early aura shards. So nobody got to have anything except for me. Got our Saruman the White, Shelob, Child of Ungoliant, Last March of the Ents, full art.
Definitely a
Nice.
really cool pull. Full art. There's just wood everywhere.
Yeah, no, that's really nice. Aragorn, King of Gondor.
The multi-mythic pack.
And then we got full art of this Prince Imrahil. That's pretty cool. That's very cool. Oh, look. Looks like we got Legolas counter of kills and Gimli counter of kills in the same pack there. That's just pretty fun.
They're counting them kills.
Forest.
Little art card with the magic symbol on it.
Oh, sounds like Jess is home.
Mythic slot going crazy right now. Oh, there's Gimli counter of kills. Hello.
What's up, bud? Come on, second one ring. Let's do it. Flowering of the White Tree is really cool. Rosy Cotton.
I forgot they made Lemon bread a card.
A card at all.
Mm-hmm. It reminds me a lot of the instant ramen. Now that I get to see it.
Yeah, the instant ramen from Final Fantasy. I've seen a lot of memes with that card too. A lot of people throwing like pots full of them on top of their like stove and stuff.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that they would enchant it with mass production or something.
That would be pretty funny too. Elven Chorus.
That's a really fun one as well.
Yeah, that does a lot of effects. Wow. That's very neat. Hey, Sauron, Lord of the Rings.
Getting all the commanders.
Yeah, a lot of the commanders.
We just need the Galadriel and we'll have all of them.
Okay, that's pretty neat though. Some of those guys you want to run, you know, in your decks as well, so that's not bad.
That's for real. I know the Sauron is just a value engine. Like, throw him out. Don't even think twice about it.
Yeah, that Sauron, yeah, he costs 8, but yeah, he's value. He gets you a lot for that 8 mana. Improvised Club, Scroll of Isildur. I've seen some good stuff with that as well, especially with the new Tidus. Eleanor Gardner. Eleanor Peregrine Took. Shadowfax. Good old horse kindred.
My Little Pony lovers are going crazy. Oh, did you see speaking of the My Little Pony stuff, did you see the funny Sonic cards Super State?
Yes.
So people are I've seen a lot of posts about this, about using, I think it's Applejack, to make a token of a toy you control, and having it be Goku so you can hit him with the Super State.
That's awesome.
Completely out of nowhere tangent on that one, but still pretty funny. What's up, Aragorn? Lead us to the second One Ring. Should have been more specific.
Gimli and the foil. Orcish Bowmaster.
That's I mean, again, can't go wrong with an Orcish Bowmaster pull.
That's nice. That's very cool. Yeah, that was like a 6 uncommon pack too. Lots of uncommons.
I think definitely out of this set, one of the strongest hits is also Mirkwood Bats.
Mirkwood Bats is actually, yeah, it's really awesome.
It's just an insane pinger for any sort of treasure, blood, food, clue. I mean, junk.
Yeah, there's so many decks that want to use tokens anyways. If you're in black, why wouldn't you? All right, brother, give me the blessings. I'll need the blessings again for the box topper, but let's see if we can get some of that last pack magic.
Last pack magic. We're all about the final pack bros.
Pippin's Bravery, Flame of Anor, and into Samwise. So not too magical on that one. Not too magical, but hey, the box itself was pretty giving. I feel like we hit one of each of the most sought after cards, just to be real with you.
As well as just an assortment of mythics.
Yes, even some of the stuff that we weren't necessarily looking for, but a pretty good amount of mythics in the box. Put these guys up and we'll finish up with this box topper.
Definitely interesting to have opened an entire box here with, what was that, like 36 packs? 5 uncommons apiece, only one Nazgul.
It was 30 packs. This is a set booster. It's 30 still.
I like 30 packs. It's pretty nice. It's a good balance. So this one
feels really thin. All right, yeah, give us the magic, brother. I think we've got this. Let's see what kind of
Ring of the Lords.
Oh, I just am destroying the card inside this tiny pack. There we go.
Honestly, miss these sorts of little tiny treats at the end of the box.
Yes, the box toppers, like I said, they don't come across often. When they do, they're really nice. So let's
Drum roll, please.
Let's see what we got here. Huh! We got the Ozolith, Argonath, the Pillar of Kings.
That's a hit. I think that's a hit for sure.
That's really neat. So I know I opened that pack kind of, really badly, but look at that flex in there already. It was definitely not me, but a bit of a misalignment if you look at that down there. That is very misaligned.
You can also tell it's pringling up.
Yeah, it's super pringling.
It's been in that box or probably in a hot warehouse.
Yeah, definitely. But nice way to end the box. Well, thanks everybody for joining us on this magic journey, and this is definitely again a very giving box, and hopefully the next one will be too. So please come join us again.
Thank you, everyone. Make sure to like and subscribe.